What is the scariest/creepiest theory you know about? The theory that the last moments of consciousness before death can feel like a literal eternity, and where your mind can create entire realities from blissful to horrifying. So in a way the threat of enduring a hellscape of eternal suffering is very real no matter what you believe. Edit, so dying is like dropping acid. Don't do it unless you're in a good headspace. Edit, well duck. My inbox is never going to recover. This is my hell. If the human body senses trauma it is unable to combat, it will switch off metabolism, pump endorphins, and slip into a pain-free dissociative state. In essence, shutting down. It's been seen in air crashes and lots of places really. Basically your body can switch itself off. Don't some prey animals do this when they are caught? That's why they seem so unfazed about being eaten. I'm sure I've read something about rabbits not being likely to survive an encounter with a predator even if they escape cause their body is just pumped with so much shit they have a heart attack anyway. It was on Reddit somewhere I saw it, so who knows how legit it is. As someone that has pet rabbits, not stressing them out if they're not feeling well is a legitimate concern for exactly this reason. It's such a delicate line between deciding if the stress of an urgent care visit is worth it or more detrimental. My dog killed my bunny without even touching it. Got in his room one day and the cage was still closed but it was laying there. I imagine it barked at it and just set its little heart off. Frown at it. My most liked comment is on my sex working profile. Lol, nice. A lot of comments bringing up the Fermi paradox to explain the lack of evidence of extraterrestrial life, when by all accounts we should be seeing alien life all over the universe. Here's another, unsettling, explanation. If you're scuba diving above a coral reef, and you know that there should be fish all around you, but you don't see any, it's most likely that they have learned that for some reason it's important not to be seen. And since you're a newcomer to this environment, chances are it's not you they're hiding from. Edit, the number of scuba divers saying they've experienced this and then noticed a shark nearby is alarming. Duck that and my ability to sleep tonight. Reminds me of a short story where humans are broadcasting a signal out into the universe to try and contact any advanced alien species they can to prove that there's other life in the universe. Years later they receive a signal back from an unknown part of space that says something along the lines of, "Be quiet, or they'll find you." Edit, wow, this blew up overnight. Lots of people are suggesting that I read The Three-Body Problem. I love me a good sci-fi book and haven't listened to an audiobook in about a year, so I know what I'm getting next. I'd love to give that a read if you can remember the name. Reddit.com. Thanks. Chilling. Wish it was longer. That's what she said. Years ago when I was seriously dating my now wife, almost every time we started to have sexy time her mother would call up. Seemed strange, then disgusting when we found the hidden camera when moving her out. That's mega ducked up. How did you find the hidden camera and did you confront her mother? It was hidden under a stuffed animal and aimed at the bed. That's super creepy. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. That all intelligent life kills itself. So the theory started out with the Fermi paradox. Basically there are so many planets in this galaxy, let alone the entire universe, that it is statistically impossible that we're the only planet that developed intelligent life. So where is everybody? Well, the secondary theory is that every intelligent species reaches the point where they have a technology that can kill their entire species. And that the vast majority end up killing themselves at that point. Those who survive this time in their history are so rare that we haven't found them and they haven't found us. As a species we reached that point in our history with the discovery of nuclear weapons, and we're at the height of risk during the Cold War, at least thus far in our collective history, but there are various technologies that could bring a species to this point in their history. This would mean that while so far we've survived that it's statistically unlikely we will survive long term. What makes me agree most with this is that as technology advances, its destructive power increases faster than its protective power. Like you say with nuclear weapons existing, no real defense against them does. As time goes on and the average person's personal technology increases, I imagine WMD to get more and more accessible until eventually the odds of zero lunatics getting hold of them will be relatively low. At this point it just takes one nutcase to decide they want to end the world. Of course Therese tons of stuff like controlling access to stuff which plays a big part too, but if this theory is good enough for you then it's good enough for me. Yep, totally agree. We are our own worst enemies. It's like a reset. We've reached the end of the game, time to play again. Our world is our perception of our surroundings in our three-dimensional life. It's possible that we are living amongst beings, things and events that we cannot experience because we are three dimensions and they are not. Edit. Thank you everyone for continuing the conversation and adding your thoughts. I must say, this is the most upvoted and awarded thing I've ever put out on Reddit. It means a lot to me to contribute to mind-ducking my fellow Redditors and really get us thinking about weird shit that we typically may not. Think big. Dream bigger. Oh duck, I remember this theory now. Our visible color range and audible hearing range are pretty narrow. Many animals communicate with what we consider to be ultrasound or infrasound. Some animals see colors we can't even comprehend. Remember that the next time you see a cat staring up at a corner before it runs away. I would just say that even though we can't see and hear in those ranges, we have tool sensors that can. So it's not like there is weird M-sound activity happening that humans could not possibly be aware of. The one that bugs me was the one about the guy who was last seen in an airport. Therese video of him just wigging the duck out and running away at full speed. They linked the surveillance footage and you can see him run all the way off the premises. He was never seen again. Therese, lots of theories about what happened. None I want to look too far into. Bulgaria, wasn't it? Completely freaked out and ran through the front door into the woodlands. We could be a brain in someone's basement. Just imagining our whole life and everyone we meet. Edit. I made this as a joke. I didn't know it had so many layers to it. You would've already known that if you looked at my name. I think I'm a normal dude browsing Reddit on my bed, but it's possible that in reality I'm in a mental hospital banging my head against the wall. Yes. Please stop. I'd hate to put you in the padded room again. That you might be aware of everything happening to you during surgery. The anesthesia keeps you from moving and causes you to forget. Yeah, before my wisdom teeth removal the nurse told me that patients can still partially respond to the commands of the doctor while under anesthesia. They just don't remember this afterward. When I went under I didn't even remember falling asleep. I had surgery once and woke up mid-surgery. I felt no pain but it was still awful. It was like running in a dream. I felt like every movement was through molasses and the weight of my own skin on my chest made it hard to breathe enough to talk. I remember screaming help at the top of my lungs and flailed my arms around in panic, and then someone coming to put the mask back on me. Later a nurse told me I whispered something and moved my arm a little. Freaked me out massively. Edit. Beware, continuing this comment thread only leads to more creepy surgery stories. You've been warned. Remind me of sleep paralysis. Such a terrifying experience, screaming and flailing and not being able to move or making a sound. My husband has narcolepsy and gets sleep paralysis all the time. He'll start moaning and saying no or help, so we'll shake him awake gently. Or else has stuck until he naturally wakes up, and God knows when that'll be if I don't wake him up. He always wakes up jolting upright, and sometimes will continue to look around in panic as if there is something spooky nearby, but then he calms down and tells me about his nightmare, whatever the heck it was. Often it's demon related, which is fun to hear about at 2 a.m. Hands down, one of the most terrifying experiences I've ever had was having sleep paralysis all alone. No one to save you from the demons, you just have to scream until your body decides it's time to actually wake up. The theory that Carson Wentz and Prince Harry switched lives in 2019 and that's why Wentz sucks at football and Harry left the royal family. Didn't realize how similar the two look. That's a good one. That we have so little data about the deep dark parts of the ocean and don't truly know what lurks there. It's scary that there are thousands of serial killers out there at any one given time who often just blend in with the rest of society and live normal lives. Many will never be caught. The comment, criminals are so stupid. No, criminals who get caught are stupid and we can't catch the smart ones. When you look at serial killers, what's chilling is when you realize that many of them who are caught often want to be caught, or go for decades before finally ending up getting caught. And those are just the ones who do get caught. Someone who really just wanted to go around killing, and who was organized and rational, you'd never find them.